off the bat, first question, Swiggy's upcoming IPO, how has it changed your approach towards sustainability?
It hasn't actually. I think it's whether you are a private company or a public company, it doesn't matter today. Because for a simple reason that at least we don't look at sustainability purely from a lens of compliance. If that was the case, of course, it matters here when you're public and you're seeking a certain kind of investors. But today, our consumer, our society, people who interact with, employees, everybody has a very clear bar on what they expect the company to do. And I think that is far more scrutiny and pressure from a public market facing debut.
Yeah, and what will be the next few months look like?
On sustainability or in general?
On, around the IPO.
So look, I whenever it happens, it'll happen. I keep saying it's like turning 18, right? You get a driving license.
Yeah.
After you drive the car well. So I know there's a lot of excitement and we make it a bit of a public spectacle in India to do an IPO. But IPO is a very normal process. It's a different set of investors. Hopefully it goes well. Fingers crossed. But because it's a pit stop, no? We're just a 10-year-old company. It's a pit stop. We'll IPO. We'll be listed. Other things will happen. But I generally don't see this as something that keeps me awake at night, for sure. Let me put it this way.
It doesn't keep you awake at night, but if you look around us, we are engulfed with everything fast. Fast fashion, fast food, 10-minute delivery, everything, is fast. We want it quickly. Having said that, coming from Swiggy, how do you approach, this fast, keeping sustainability in mind?
Actually, if there is one thing which is quite aligned to sustainability, is fast delivery. Let me explain. When we look at our footprint of what we can influence or impact, the biggest probably will be, and the study's still on, so I don't have exact data, but the biggest is likely to be emissions, right? Or just the number of kilometers on the road and what kind of vehicle you're using. The fast delivery happens not because of speed. It happens because the point of supply comes closest to your point of residence, or you're getting supply, whether it's quick commerce or Bolt now, which we just launched on food, where we're actually supplying from a Starbucks, from Rameshwaram Cafe, from 10 all kinds of brands. It is within 2 kilometers, and that allows EVs to operate today very well, because a EV two-wheeler has you can put like battery at your pods and locations. So I think it is actually more aligned to sustainability than even the previous models.
And Rohit, you were on the street testing the delivery on Bolt. What was that experience like?
It was amazing. I think look, the reason I also went there was when we do 10-minute delivery, the consumers actually ask us 2-3 questions, and it kept coming on LinkedIn again and again, saying, see, if it is 10 minutes, can't be fresh, right? If it is 10 minutes, you must be putting pressure on the delivery partners to write faster. And both are untrue, because the simple fact is, so we went to the same Chayos. Actually, I was picking up from Chayos as an order. And I said, the same menu you will get in 30 minutes. There's no different menu. It's just that all the items which are almost off the easily and fast shippable, like for example, if you have a chai or a samosa or I don't know, the only category which has not come in fully is pizza right now. So it's the same thing. It's no different. So one, we wanted to show the consumers that's the case. Second is, there's no signal to the delivery partner that it's a Bolt order, right? So there's no incentive to drive fast or slow. And then we took it out and showed that the order is coming from nearby. So all of us going out there, and even Rocky was there, so you would have maybe picked up the news that he joined us like 2-3 years back full time as a Swiggy ambassador, right? He was there. He's quite fun. So yeah, I think those two messages, and best part is every time I do this, I come back to my team with like 3 changes I want on the app, on this, on that.
What were the 3 changes that you asked for this time?
Minor stuff. I think it's not nothing. Not everything is major, but for example, just the in most normal phones, the brightness when you're in the sun can be not an easy thing to see. So just highlight the things that they need to see in a very sharp color. As simple as that.
Okay.
Nothing dramatic.
And tell us more about your EV XL fleet. It's a move towards sustainable delivery. So how is, tell us more about the idea and the thought there.
Yeah, so the entire EV electrification of the fleet is an inevitability. It's going to happen now. Whether it happens 100% in 5 years, 4 years, 6 years is anybody's guess. It will depend on a bunch of factors. So the largest shift is actually happening on the two-wheeler side. Here, we said since we are creating a large order fleet for the first time, let's not start something which is not sustainable. Let's from the very start only do EV, right? And it also reduces the number of runs. So earlier, large orders used to get broken into 2 or 3 different batches, and 3 motorcycles will go to deliver the same order. Where in this, you can practically put as much as you want into the same vehicle and go forward.
Yeah. You mentioned how,
you saw that we delivered 11,000 vada pavs. It's a Guinness Book of World Records. So for the audience,
oh, wow.
Day before yesterday, in Bombay, Swiggy now holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest delivery ever made on this planet. We delivered 11,000 vada pavs using those vehicles to a school and in partnership with another NGO. So it was quite cool, I thought.
Yeah, and tell us more about some of these social initiatives, because you also mentioned that sustainability is not just a compliance for Swiggy.
Yes, look, I think if you're talking social initiatives, the one which is closest to my heart right now, it's not strictly sustainability related, but still something which is very, very special. So I grew up in Calcutta, and Durga Puja has been sort of part of life if you're in Calcutta. And many, many years back, somebody told me that, widows are not welcome in pandals. They are sometimes seen as a bad omen. And especially in Sundarbans, there is a very widespread phenomena of something called tiger widows, right? Which simply means that the men go out to hunt and gather honey, and the man-eating tigers attack them. And Bag Bidhwa, actually it's called Bag Bidhwa, which in Bengali simply means a tiger widow. And then many of them had never seen a puja. They're 40-year-old women, 50-year-old women. They have never experienced what puja looks like. So this time we put Ma Durga on a boat. We created a pandal, and we took the pandal on a boat to the deepest parts of Sundarban, where they live. And then we cooked bhog on the boat, and they all had a chance to sort of many of them first time participate in an actual Durga Puja. Some of the widows there who lived there. So this is a concept of Bhogilo Ghare, which we actually started 2 years back, where 2 years back what we thought was many elders can't come out, senior citizens. And in Calcutta, Bhog is a very special thing. Like every puja day morning, you'll have Bhog. So I think 300 delivery partners had taken Bhog that year to homes of senior citizens so that they can have it there. This time we thought let's take it even further, and we took this project to Sundarbans. It was just fascinating, something very crazy, but I just felt very good about it.
So Rohit, on that note, since it's a great example, typically when we look at purpose and initiatives by these businesses, it's closer to the core business of that particular organization. So with something like this,
we're in the business of spreading joy. We're not in the business of delivering food. We're not in the business of delivering grocery. We are our only aim, ambition, what we live for, and what we lose sleep over also sometimes, is to provide little lift to our consumers, right? And little joys to our consumers. That's our business model. I think any other understanding is totally flawed.
And, having said that, sustainability is also driven by both corporate and individuals. How is it closer to you at heart?
For me, I think My wife is an environmentalist. She's a horticultural and a landscaper. She's been at it for like 15 years. So I'm homeschooled on this one. And I like, if you consider also just caring for a wider ecosystem, I have 10 pets at home. I have 1,000 plants. We run a plant crash at home, which simply means that if you are, let's say, going abroad and you don't know what to do with the plants, a lot of people they die. So we pick them up free of cost and we keep them. And when you come back, we'll give it to you. Or you have a plant or a tree which you can't manage or you're dying, we actually pick it up and keep it. So it's very much at home. My home, if you ever come in Gurgaon, if you're the way we have built it is that from any window or any door, you will see nothing but a green. Every part of the house, like you do not see anything else, and we just made it like that. So for me, it's very much home. But I realize that that's our own personal passion and project. It's the company needs and the society needs are very complicated and much wider than that. But yeah, does it come from a place where I care about it? And I'm homeschooled on this? Yes, a little bit.
Yeah. And that's you as a person, and it comes from home. But how do you, transfer it, take it to your organization, to the employees? Because it has to be embedded with each and every employee within Swiggy.
Yeah, I'll tell you the good part and the tough part. The good part is that employees want it. So it's not something that they don't care about and we have to push something. In fact, there is a lot of joy when they see us doing anything which is more environment friendly. Second is our consumers are wanting it, right? They are still not willing to pay for it though. I must say that very clearly, right? And that's a business model thing that we have to constantly think about. In terms of taking it to them, I feel there are 3 conditions that we must fulfill for this to have widespread adoption. And I'll say this pretty openly. First is it needs to make money. I think anybody who believes that sustainability initiatives, ESG can run as a cost center forever is the worst way to build it. It's absolutely the worst way to build it. Because someday, this is like learning and development. First job comes here. Yeah, it's practical. Like if there's a profit pressure, the first job will be, ये तो अगले quarter कर लेंगे, ये तो 6 महीने बाद कर लेंगे, right? L&D budgets get cut the fastest. Offsites get cut the fastest when trouble hits. Travel gets cut the fastest. So easy stroke of the pen decisions, no? कि कल से कोई business class fly नहीं करेगा, कल से कोई fly ही नहीं करेगा, right? तो ये भी उसी category में आता है, and hence for it to make money on its own right is very super important. I'll emphasize this to no uncertain degree, right? Second is, I think being fact-based rather than opinion-led is very important. And for any of you who cares about climate change, because all this is ultimately that, like it's not inside out, it's outside in. There's a book by Bill Gates which I highly recommend you read. I forget the name, I'm not good with names, but he's written one book on climate change. And I think it's the most fact-based analysis of climate change and what we understand and don't understand, right? I think getting to the facts is very important. What will move the needle? I don't want to do symbolic things. It is easy to do symbolic things, but I think it's a complete waste of time. So unless and until we'll pick up 5 large things or 6 large things, we'll not do 50 things, right? We'll not do everything, but we'll take 6 large things and do them the best anybody can do it. And I think we are very clear on the 5 or 6 things are. And lastly, there's a concept of citizen volunteers, which I think employees, if they go touch and feel, including our delivery partners, by the way, I think it's very, very important that they participate not just with their tacit understanding, but with the active participation into the project, whatever the project is. So combination of these 3 works. I still think it needs a lot of, at the company, our scale and size, it needs program management, it needs people to look into it. Those are obviously very important, but these 3 things need to hold.
Yeah, you are in the business of spreading joy, you said. Having said that, as the battle for Q-commerce intensifies, how is this purpose, or will this purpose help you get an edge in this competitive setup?
I think Q-commerce is again one of those hype cycle outcomes at this point in time. If you look at the total market, right, The grocery market is $600 billion, growing at give or take 9%. So we are adding about $40-45 billion every year in grocery. Quick commerce, अगर आप पेपर पढ़ोगे तो ऐसा लगेगा कि पूरा 90% क्विक कॉमर्स ही हो गया.
10 मिनट में आईफोन डिलीवर हो रहा है. Of course, it's going to make news while people stand in the queue.
It's gimmicky, but just a simple fact. It's a $600 billion category, growing, adding 40 billion per year. Quick commerce right now is 6 billion, or sum total of everyone, right? It is not even like 5% of the market. It's growing very fast. We are excited by it. I think we are super excited. Jeff Bezos was asked one thing, that in your 30 years of building Amazon, what has been sort of that 42 kind of an answer? Right? What's universally been true? He says just people want things faster and cheaper. Everything else changes. This never changes. So, interestingly, while quick commerce firms that got labeled as quick commerce, if you see all around us, things are coming to a home and they're coming fast. Forget us. Milk is coming fast. The medicines have, if you look at the medicines, they used to come like next day or not at all. Today, you can legitimately get within 1 hour some medicine to come to your doorsteps. So that phenomena, and it is very, very, apart from, okay, forget about the supply and economics and everything, just look at our cities. Who wants to be out there buying anything? It's a pain to go take your car, find parking, फिर वो कुछ उसको कोई गाड़ी को कोई कर देगा, scratch मार देगा, कुछ हो जाएगा फिर. So for small transactions, I don't think people are going to step out at all. They will want things fast and they want it home. Anyway, this is a much longer topic. I can go on and on.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure was all mine.